Radio News.
Hello, this is iRadio 1 o'clock news. First, here are the headlines. A South Sudanese diplomat accused of raping a woman in New York City has been released without charges due to his diplomatic immunity. A lawmaker representing Unity State says the Council of States has passed a vote of no confidence against Governor Joseph Montuil over the summary killing of armed opposition officers in Mayom County early this month. And two suspects are being tried in a mobile court for allegedly killing a chief in Nimule last month. These stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with Mika Fukijada. Now the news in detail. A South Sudanese diplomat accused of raping a woman in U.S. New York City has been released from jail because of his diplomatic immunity. Charles Dickens Imane, 46, a career diplomat for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation in South Sudan, was arrested on Sunday following an alleged sexual assault in Upper Manhattan. Doru Penina files this report.
The U.S. media, the New York Daily, has reported that the alleged victim reported to the New York Police Department at 11 p.m. on Sunday that a man opened her building's front door and followed her into her apartment at about noon that day and raped her twice. The police sources said the woman had been out walking her neighbor's dog when a man said he wanted to come to her apartment. According to the police, the woman then told him she had no interest, but he followed her into her home and raped her. She reported the attack a few hours later after a friend persuaded her to do so, sources said. The woman was taken to New York Presbyterian Columbian University Medical Center in Washington Heights, near where she lives, to be evaluated. Charles Olika was later taken into custody by police, but he invoked his diplomatic status, which the NYPD's Intelligence Bureau confirmed was valid, sources said. After a discussion with police lawyers, the diplomat, who is assigned to his country's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, was released at about 5 a.m. yesterday. The deputy permanent representative for the Embassy of South Sudan, Cecilia Adeng, told the media they could report the matter to the government, although she said they were not aware of the alleged crime. And I quote, "This is not something that's tolerable at all. We will be reporting to our headquarters and seeing what's going on." End of quote. It was not immediately clear what legal steps the city might consider taking. However, the New York Police Deputy Commissioner, Julian Phillips, said the matter remains an ongoing investigation. Reporting for iRadio, I am Doru Sky.
A lawmaker from Unity State says the Council of States has passed a vote of no confidence against Governor Joseph Montuil over the summary killing of armed opposition officers in Mayom County earlier this month. Rau Gat Lear Guy, an SPLM IG representing Lear County of Unity State at the Council of State, he told iRadio that the lawmakers impeached Montuil after he failed to convince the House over the killing that transpired in Mayom County recently. The incident were of a slain commissioner and the summary killing of 4 armed opposition officers loyal to Stephen Boy, the leader of South Sudan's People's Movement. According to Gad Liar, before the incident, the governor had defied several summonses by the Council of States to answer questions related to insecurity in the state. The lawmaker who raised the motion against Governor Montouil spoke to iRadio in exclusive interview this morning.
The Governor of the Unity State, Honorable Dr. Joseph Montouil, has been summoned by the Council of State several times, and he did not show up. This motion, which I read yesterday, I raised it on 11 April. So finally, Dr. Joseph Montouil came and appeared before the Council yesterday. There was another motion. There were other subsidiary motions on the issues happening in the same state, especially the killing of the Commissioner of Mayon County and the judicial killing of the prisoners of war. He was given, enough time to explain himself. He could not manage to convince. So after the Council of State members and, the sitting heard of him enough, he was told to leave the House. And after he left, the Council decided in a closed meeting he was impeached with no confidence and he should be relieved if he is not going to resign based on this decision.
Lawmaker Gad Lier cited Article 47, 48, and 49 and 59 in the Transitional Constitution that provided the competencies of the Council of States, among which is the power to initiate legislation on the decentralized system of government and other issues of interest to the states, and passing such legislation with two-thirds majority of all representatives. Gad Lier thinks that if Governor Montouil resigns, it will clean the already tarnished image of the country caused by the horrific killing.
To recover the tarnished image of the country, the tarnished image of the president, the tarnished image of the people of South Sudan. That's why now it is actually something that the governor himself, Joseph Montouil, should voluntarily resign, because in any circumstance when there is a vote of no confidence, there are two things to happen. One is for you to be courageous enough and gentleman to resign. That's one thing. And if he is not going to resign voluntarily, His Excellency the President to receive the resolution of the Council of State based on the vote of no confidence and then remove him.
However, in a statement yesterday, the Unity State Government Press Office denied the Council of State's impeached Governor Joseph Montouil. Two suspects are being tried in a mobile court for allegedly killing a chief in Nimule last month. Advocate Godfrey Victor Bula, who is also the Executive Director for Justice and Human Rights Observatory, says a mobile court held a fourth session of the case this morning. The late Chief Ibele, John, was allegedly shot dead while attending a fundraising meeting for the burial of two people who were killed in Mugali Payam 2 days before. Two others were wounded in the incident. Currently, two unnamed suspects are on trial in connection with the killing. Speaking to iRadio after today's session, Advocate Abula said the court proceeding is moving on well.
As of now, the case is moving well at a good speed. There's no any challenge. We have seen physical challenge from our side. Both parties appears in court in a very conducive environment. The court is also well secured by security personnel, and also parties are all represented by advocates. So I see the environment is there's no any bad environment, and the court is also on an open environment where people are allowed to attend the court session.
Advocate Bula also urged the communities in the area to stay calm and give the court of law chance to determine the case.
Let people allow the course of justice to take its course. And the other thing is that it is all our collective responsibilities as a citizen of this country to help the government fight crime. So, meaning that criminal responsibility is an individual responsibility. So each person will be responsible for his action that he or she has committed. So let us not attach things to other things, but what I want to say is that let people be calm, let people allow the court to do its work peacefully.
Police in Mundri town of Western Equatoria State have arrested a woman for taking the life of her 1-month-old son over high cost of living. The incident happened over the weekend in a place called Hai Taliwa, few kilometers from Mundri West headquarters. According to the area inspector of police, the unnamed woman, believed to be in her mid-20s, told them during investigation that she took the life of her child because she could not afford the cost of living. Major General Ishaka Aboud was speaking to local radio station Amadi FM this morning.
في مرة قتل الجنة بتاعه ولف رقبته وجنة دي توفى. هو ذاته يعترف انه هو اللي عمل العملية. ده برضه فتحنا بلاغات هسه في حراسة. أنا قدم للمحكمة. والله السبب طبعا هو الأسباب طبعا اقتصادية. إنه هو ما بقدر يتحمل لأنه راجل زاهد ما قدر يديله مصاريف وكده. فده سبب من الأسباب اللي إنه هو اللي ما بقدر يعيش.
In May this year, police in northern Bahr al-Ghazal state arrested a 28-year-old woman for allegedly drowning 3 of her children in a river. Similarly, incident was also recorded in Awil town in August last year, where a 25-year-old mother was arrested over suspicious of beheading her baby shortly after giving birth. You are listening to iRadio News. The Vice-Chancellor of the University of Juba has disclosed plans of the university to expand the learning institution following the surge in the number of new enrollment. This came after a meeting between John Akech and with President Salva Kiir on the status of the public universities in the country. Professor Akech says due to the increase in the number of new intakes this year, the institution has set up plans to widen lecture halls to accommodate the huge number of the newly admitted students. Akech also says the university will graduate about 7,000 students this year. However, he did not specify the date for the graduation ceremony. The report from the Office of the President indicates that the two also discussed on the need for public universities to engage with government institutions in revising the policies that will improve the economy, agriculture, and the education system. John Akech reiterates there will be steady improvements in the state of affairs of public universities across the country. You are listening to iRadio News, and now to the international news brought to you by MTN. My colleague Susie Philip joins us.
Aku, hana magi safir, hana gifiri su mahal tahwilu gurus, sante de malian gurus, gubal mujirima maligana, handira sul gurus fi wilayat.
Italy sa wara zede, Italy sa vitab tajere rasul gurus, gubudu gurus fi senta. Ite maruf gal MTN jibulen na momo fi belede.
Aku, mumu de biga sunu kaman, besara na kef zado.
Momo de MTN mobile money. Be MTN mobile money de, ite bak de rafi su gurus taki de kulu fi jo telefon take. Ite bak de rasul le ay zone, alindo account de MTN mobile money de, fi ay zaman, u fi ay wakit dalta der. Ashanta fi fata hisab ma momo MTN mobile money, lazim kelta dusu, nejma, itnen 00, selim, wita bilgo ke tirmin malumat albi, saidita kefita fi fata hisab take.
Thank you, and now to the stories making headlines in the region and the international scene. In neighboring Sudan, a state official has issued a warning over rising waters in Blue Nile River due to the ongoing floods. Sena State Minister of Infrastructure and Urban Development, Al-Mutassim Al-Tah, has said the levels of water in the city of Sinjar will rise, but stated that situation was under control unless the levels went higher. The executive director of Sinjar locality, Abdul Muhammad Al-Bashir, warned citizens to take precautions and raise any alert. Flooding of Blue Nile could cause it to break its banks and work havoc. Kenya's electoral body has revealed that there was an attempt to attack its personnel who were preparing responses to presidential election petitions. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission said an organized group of guns wielding crude weapons was repulsed by security at the premises. 9 election petitions, including one by opposition leader Raila Odinga, were filed at the Supreme Court on Monday and will be determined within 14 days. The IEBC is a respondent in all the election petitions. Finally, former U.S. President Donald Trump has asked a judge to freeze the Justice Department's investigation of files seized from his Mar-a-Lago home. In a lawsuit, his legal team asked that an independent lawyer be appointed to oversee the documents that FBI agents took earlier this month. According to the FBI, 11 sets of classified files were taken from Mr. Trump's Florida estate on 8th August. Mr. Trump is being investigated for potentially mishandling documents. This is the end of stories making headlines in the region and the international scene.
Thank you, Susie Philip, for the regional and also international update. And now, going over to the sports news, my colleague Memo Lasuba joins us.
Thanks, Kapoki Jada. In the world of sports, let's begin here at home. South Sudan is back again to participate in the East Africa Secondary School Sports Game next September in Arusha, Tanzania. According to officials from Department of Core Curriculum at the Ministry of National Education, they were given a green light to prepare the budget for the participation in FIASA game this year. In the last edition, South Sudan participation in the region was in 2017 in Gulu, Uganda, and the country missed the last 5 editions due to unknown reasons. The East Africa Secondary School Sports Game include football, basketball, volleyball, handball, and athletic, among others. And in the Premier League, Manchester United produced an outstanding display to defeat Liverpool and give manager Erik ten Hag his first Premier League victory at the thunderous Old Trafford. Ten Hag took the bold decision to drop captain Harry Maguire and Cristiano Ronaldo and was rewarded with a performance that lifted the mood of crisis around Manchester United and Liverpool is still searching for a first win of the season. Jadon Sancho showed superb control and composure to deservedly put United in front after 16 minutes before Marcus Rashford raced clear to beat Alisson from a substitute. Anthony Martial's past 8 minutes after the interval. Mo Salah set up a tense finish when he scrambled in a header with 9 minutes left, but United survived to give Ten Hag just the sort of triumph he needs to make his mark at Old Trafford. And world number 2 Alexander Zverev has withdrawn from the US Open as he continues to recover from torn ankle ligaments suffered during his French Open semi-final against Rafael Nadal. Germany's Zverev, 25, was not expected to be able to play after needing surgery in early June. The 2020 US Open runner-up officially pulled out of the event on Monday. Britain's Cameron Norrie, who reached the Wimbledon semi-finals, moves up to 8th seed. It means the 26-year-old left-hander would not be able to face a higher-ranked opponent until at least the quarterfinals of the Grand Slam tournament, which starts in New York on 29th of August. Spain's world number 3 Nadal, who last week lost his only match since pulling out of Wimbledon with an abdominal injury, will be seeded second behind Russia's defending champion Daniil. That's all in the world of sports. Back to you, Kafuke Jada.
Thank you, Lasuba Memo, for the sports update. You are listening to iRadio News, and to end this bulletin, here are the headlines again. A South Sudanese diplomat accused of raping a woman in New York City has been released without charges due to his diplomatic immunity. A lawmaker representing Unity State says the Council of States has passed a vote of no confidence against Governor Joseph Montouil over the summary killing of armed opposition officers in Mayom County earlier this month. And 2 suspects are being tried in a mobile court for allegedly killing a chief in Nimule last month. That's the end of iRadio Afternoon News. If there's a story or any event you would like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message on +211 925 287 870. It's also our WhatsApp number. Follow us on Twitter at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page, iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel, iRadio South Sudan. You can also listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 1/2 past the hour. I am Kafuki Jada, and on behalf of the news team, thank you for listening.